Hola Seekers, this is Kim and bienvenidos to another timeless reading. So in this pick a card, we are going to find out what is the message that the cosmos has been trying to convey to you through all the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing as of late. Now, I'm not here to try and figure out and or confirm what the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing are. I'm simply here to help you figure out what these signs could possibly mean. And please remember that this is a timeless reading, meaning that there's no specific date or timestamp to these messages. At whatever moment in time you decide to watch this video, the messages can still apply to you. Okay, so now it is time to choose your group. Starting off for group 1, we have this image that I found in a magazine, and I'm going to name this one Faithful Stars. For group 2, we have this raw amethyst. And for group 3, we have this origami rocket ship, which if you happen to read webtoons or comics, this is from the webtoon Space Boy. Okay, so as always, take as much time as you need to choose your group. You can pause the video if you need more time. And once you have chosen, head on over to the comment section down below where the timestamps are provided so that you can skip right on over to your reading. So now that you have chosen, let's get right into your messages. Let's go! Hola Seekers who chose group 1. So in this reading, we are going to find out what is the message that the cosmos or universe has been trying to convey to you through all the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing lately. Now, I am not here to try and guess what the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing are. I'm simply here to help you figure out what is the meaning behind them. So with that being said, let's get right into your messages. So as I connected with the energy of this group, actually right before I sat down to start recording this video, I caught myself singing the verse of the song A Million Dreams, which is a music track that comes out in the movie The Greatest Showman. And I'll include the verse that I was singing here in the video for you guys, because I'm sure you don't want to hear me sing it. But I do want to read it out for you guys because I'm sure there is a message here for this group. So here goes. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. And actually, another song did come to mind, but that was when I began connecting with the energy of this group. And the song is Staying Alive. Now, I did not know who sang this song. Yes, I'm very uncultured. So I actually had to look it up. But before I looked up who sang this song, I heard a buzzing sound and it reminded me of a bee. And I thought, oh, maybe bees are pretty important or significant to this group. Maybe it's a spirit animal or a power animal or a sign they have been seeing. But then I looked up who sang Staying Alive and I found out it's the Bee Gees. Get it? Bee? There's the word bee in there. I thought it was pretty cool that Spirit was trying to help me out and I wanted to share it with you guys. Oh, and it's also a very cool synchronicity. So maybe bees is a sign that you have been seeing often. And if so, this is simply here to serve as confirmation. But I do recommend to either listen to the song Staying Alive or read the lyrics because once again I feel there is a message there for you and I feel that it's a very direct message from your spirit team, from your spirit guides. Wanting to remind you that whenever you can, take a moment and look back and see how far you have come. Because yes, it's been difficult, yes, it's been tough at times, but look at you, you are still standing tall. And when you fell down and you thought you couldn't get back up again, look at you. You did. You got back up again. And you kept on moving forward. And when you thought the sun will never rise again, guess what? You were there to see the sun rise once more. So I feel like Spirit just wants to acknowledge all that you've been through and how far you've come. And to celebrate you. But one of the messages that did come through when connecting with the energy of this group was actually that something is gravitating towards you. You are pulling something in energetically, either through the law of attraction, through manifestation, through intention. So one of the meanings behind these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing lately is actually a confirmation that your manifestation is on its way, that you are attracting something or someone. Now, one of the words that did come to mind very strongly was partnership. So for those of you who have been trying to manifest a partnership or a relationship, be it romantic, platonic, be it a business partnership, then that is exactly what is coming towards you. And or if you have been setting intention to reunite, reconnect, communicate, or meet someone in specific, then the cosmos is sending you signs to let you know, hey, this is about to happen, to manifest. Okay? But now I am going to move into the cards. Now I didn't really plan out how I was going to do this reading. Usually I divide the readings in sections, or I figure out in what order I will be using the decks, but I'm winging it this time. So the first deck I will be shuffling is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck, which was gifted to me by Carrie from the channel Kino Tarot. So thank you, Carrie. But let's see. What is the message behind the signs and synchronicities that group 1 has been seeing as of late? Oh, okay, so there we have it. Ooh! We have number 21 with Divine Feminine, and the message on this card reads, the frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. Oh, this is such a pretty card. Okay, I'm going to pull out an astrology card now. So pay attention to the numbers on the cards as well, because those might be numbers that you have been seeing often. So we have the number 21 here. Also, keep in mind 2 and 1 and the number 3. Because if we add up 2 and 1, we get 3. Okay? So we have the 10th house with Moon and Capricorn and the key term practicality. I'm going to put it here. Now I'm going to pull out one tarot card. So let's see. What are the messages that Cosmos Universe is trying to send to group 1? So we have the Ace of Swords with the messages, new ideas, breakthrough, and realizing the truth. And now I'm going to shuffle the last deck for this spread, which is the Love and Magic Oracle deck. So can we have one card, please? Okay, that's too many cards. I feel like taking this card, so I'm gonna take it. So we have, there is no worthiness to prove. Know you are perfect as you are, and life is supposed to be fun. So I noticed we have an infinity symbol here, so that might be something that you have been seeing often. And I felt like sharing the card at the back of the deck, which reads, the changes you are experiencing are really good. Happy outcomes are on the way. Revel in this thought. Okay, so one of the messages that I feel Cosmos or Universe is trying to convey to you is, well, it's actually a reminder that your worth is not measured by how much attention you receive from others, by how many people like you, or by how much someone likes you or loves you. The 10th house pertains to one's public life or public image. It represents honor, our career, profession, life direction, as well as our achievements. And as you can see in this image, we have people working hard. Except for one person, right? The one who is wearing the crown. Ooh, and I just noticed, I believe these are bees here at the bottom. So once again, we have bees. So I find the zodiac sign Capricorn to be a very hard working energy. It pretty much reminds me of the working bee. One that strives for betterment, for improvement, one that seeks stability but doesn't settle. So I just feel like Spirit wants to acknowledge how much you have worked, how much you have achieved, and they want to remind you to take a moment, as we mentioned before, to also acknowledge your successes and your achievements, your progress and your growth. And in doing so, giving yourself a pat on the back, even if no one else is doing it. Because I'm looking at this king over here, and I'm looking at all these other people who are working hard, and it seems like they're working hard to please this prominent figure over here. And I'm seeing this prominent figure as expectations, as the general audience, the public, opinions, even the inner critic. You know, sometimes we work very, very hard and we push ourselves to the limit, and it's mostly to please someone else or to meet some expectation or to do something because we think we should do it. And when we fall into that trap of trying to please others, the more exhausted we become because we realize that there's never a limit. Those who expect more and expect more are never pleased. So it's pretty much a losing game. And I feel like this is a reminder from the cosmos that you don't have to play this game. You know, it's pretty much this message of there is no worthiness to prove. No, you are perfect as you are, and life is supposed to be fun. So pretty much they're saying, hey, it's okay to work for what you want. It's okay to work to achieve your goals and make your dreams come true. That is perfectly fine. But also remember to enjoy life, to enjoy yourself, to enjoy your progress as well. It's not just about the destination, you know, it's also about the journey. It's not just about accomplishing and reaching a goal, but it's about what you're learning along the way and how much you are discovering about yourself as well. It's appreciating the moments because you're not a working machine. Ooh, and I get it now, staying alive. Yeah, it's not just about staying alive. The universe, the cosmos wants to remind you this is about living. This is about experiencing, having fun, and enjoying life. It's not just about work. Because with the infinity symbol here, it feels like a never-ending thing, right? We meet a goal and then soon after we set another goal for ourselves. And we think, once I reach that finish line, that's it, I'll get to rest. But then we find another mile to run and we keep on going and we keep on going because we think that it's not okay to rest. It's not okay to simply enjoy the scenery. It's not okay to have fun. But that's not true. You're allowed to enjoy your blessings. You're allowed to enjoy your progress and your successes, no matter how small you perceive them to be or how small other people perceive them to be. Because with the key term practicality, I feel this is a message from the universe or cosmos that there is a need to be practical in terms to your work habits, as well as in terms to your goals and your expectations. For example, I have found myself making very unrealistic goals for myself and then feeling very disappointed when I don't meet those goals. And that only triggers or feeds this notion that I cannot achieve what I want to achieve, or that I'm not good enough, or that I'm lacking in some way. But it has nothing to do with my capabilities. And it has more to do with my very high and sometimes even unrealistic expectations. And I feel being practical is not about settling. It's more about being fair with yourself. You know, I always give this example of exercising. Let's say you haven't exercised in a decade. And then all of a sudden you decide this is the year that I'm going to start exercising. Perfect. Okay, that's great. But then you set yourself a goal to keep up with intense exercise routines. On the very first day, after 10 years of not doing any type of exercise, and you expect yourself to keep up day after day for the first month. Of course, your body might not respond in the way that you expect it to. You might find it a bit difficult to keep up. And if you do, would you be upset with yourself because you weren't able to keep up? In most cases, we do become upset with ourselves. But in a logical sense, we would understand that maybe we would need to take things a little bit slower, that we would need to build up to that intense exercise routine. It's the same thing with our goals. It's sort of building up to something, taking it one step at a time, and knowing that yes, we can achieve bigger things, but it's being practical about it. Because we do have the Ace of Swords here, and aces always speak of new beginnings. And this ace is associated with the element of air, and air has to do with communication, truth, as well as clarity. So this ace comes with the force. It speaks about revelations. It speaks about clear communications, epiphanies, and truth. When I look at the Ace of Swords, especially this card, I think of blunt honesty. It's being completely real with yourself. And I love this image because we have this person over here who's looking at this statue of a warrior. And it's sort of like she's looking at her higher self. So this statue is a reflection of the warrior within herself, or the divine being within herself. And to be a warrior, we're not just born a warrior, we become one. Or rather, we come to embody the warrior within us, or the divine being that we are. So I feel like if you have been working to achieve something, if you have been working towards something, the cosmos wants to tell you, hey, you're on the right path. You are doing great. You are doing amazing things, and you have planted the seeds, and you have been watering those seeds, and they're growing. They are growing, but they are going to take some time, and you're going to see some rewards of it from time to time, right? It's a journey. So if you don't see the full crops of it after one season, please don't be disappointed, because we assure you there is still more to come later on. So enjoy what you are harvesting at the moment, and enjoy yourself, because we guarantee you that you have been changing and that you are a different person today than you were yesterday or a year ago. We do have the message here. The changes you are experiencing are really good. Happy outcomes are on the way. Revel in this thought. Know that more is coming. Better things are coming, and they're always happening, and they're always on their way. With Divine Feminine being here, this reminds me of compassion, of self-love, of nurture. So Cosmos also wants to remind you, like, hey, you have been working hard, so take some time to nurture yourself. It's not just about watering the seeds of your manifestation, but it's also about watering the beautiful plant, the beautiful flower that is you. Because if your cup isn't full, how do you expect yourself to water the seeds that you are waiting to grow? So it's not just about giving and giving and giving. It's also about taking a moment to simply be. Now, with the 10th house being here, I do see you becoming the leader. And I feel like that is also a message that Cosmos wants to convey to you. That first of all, you are the leader of your own life. And being a leader does require an immense sense of responsibility, because you are responsible for your own actions. You are responsible for your own life. I know that there are some things that are out of our control, stuff just happens sometimes, but we still have say in how we choose to respond to such situations, on how to deal with it. And even if we feel like we're messing up, or if we catch ourselves doing something or acting in a certain way that doesn't really resonate with us, or we don't like, the important things is that we can still catch ourselves, and we can still choose to change. And that is an immense power. And I'm being reminded of Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. So yeah, this is about you and how you feel about yourself, in terms to how you are living your life, in terms to how you are choosing to respond to life and work with life, and with all living beings as well. Because the Divine Feminine reminds me of connection, reminds me of connecting with others in a very deep, spiritual, emotional, and intimate way. The number 2 reminds me of partnership. The number 1 is about individuality and independence. So I feel this is about, respecting your individuality and your independence, knowing your sovereignty, but also not falling into this notion that in order to be independent, you need to push everyone else aside. Because the divine feminine is about receptivity. So this speaks about also knowing how to work with others and when to work with others. Knowing that it is okay to ask for help and to need support. So if you feel like you have been more in the masculine energy, working hard, Cosmos or universe is reminding you it's now time to also connect with your feminine energy and to give yourself some love. Don't wait for another person to give it to you, because you can give it to yourself. I know it's really good and it's sometimes needed to feel appreciated by other people. I get that. I understand that. But if we wait to have that acknowledgement from someone else to feel like we are lovable, sometimes it could be a hard journey. So you are also an individual. You are also a person. Your acknowledgement also matters. So give that to yourself because you deserve it. Because the divine feminine knows her own individual worth. She knows that her worth is hers and it's not determined by anything outside of her. And if you feel like you have been working through this, then I feel like the cosmos has been trying to tell you that you are aligning more with your feminine energy, that you are embodying more of this divine feminine energy, as a lot of people like to call it, more of this goddess energy, where you are wearing the crown now without anybody else needing to crown you. You yourself are putting on the crown because you are royalty. And if you happen to own a business, are self-employed, I do see your business expanding. Or if you are thinking of starting a business or expanding your business, or have thought of something new to integrate into your business, then Spirit is saying this is a really great idea. Go for it, because it is going to reap a lot of rewards. But again, remember that practicality. Be reasonable with your investments. And use your tools is the other message I'm getting. See what you do have currently in your possession and use it. Because the cosmos wants to know you are never without. And I'm noticing we have divine feminine, which is about love, compassion, and nurture. And we do have in this image a hand that is extending a heart. So I do see a heart activation happening here, or you just simply connecting more with your heart space, where you are feeling yourself more. And I see you coming into this space, if you aren't already, where you are open to receiving love, receiving what is of you, and also sharing with others without feeling like you are losing. Because when we are in a state of lack, or when we haven't recognized our worth, sometimes we have not established boundaries. And so when we give without limit. We give while crossing our boundaries over and over and over again. And so that can deplete us. Also, giving can simply make us feel like we're losing because we don't feel full within ourselves. It's sort of like when you're tight on money, it's a little harder to let go of that $20 bill, especially if we believe no more money is going to come in. So with this eye being on this hand, it also makes me think of awareness. It's about changing your mentality as well. I know there is this concept of instant gratification versus long-term goals. And I feel like this is kind of finding a balance between both, where you're not choosing long-term goals over instant gratification. You are doing those long-term goals while you're still embracing this feminine energy, while you're still nurturing yourself. You're still creating moments to live and to have fun, because you can do both. You don't have to choose one over the other. I feel that's the reminder that the cosmos or universe is trying to convey here. And I feel like one of the last messages, which I feel is a message that is often told, is your worth is not measured by what you do or what you bring to the table. It's not, because you are worthy anytime, any day. You are worthy, and that's it. So yeah, synchronicities and signs are letting you know, like, hey, you are achieving great things. You are going to see the rewards of the seeds you have planted and have been watering, but also remember to take care of yourself. Remember that you are worthy. Remember that no one else can define your worth but you. And if you have been experiencing drastic changes, know that they are leading you to something new, to something bigger and better. Remember, you planted your seed a while back. You set the intention for what it is that you wanted. And that's what the cosmos and you yourself are working towards. So if there are changes, it's to lead you towards exactly what you asked for. Exactly what is in alignment with you and in alignment with your highest good. Because I definitely feel like the statue here is representing your higher self. And this is your 3D self. So remember, you are a warrior. But just because you are a warrior doesn't mean that you can't live and have fun and be loved. And please note that this success that I see here, achievements, progress, growth, is not necessarily just in regards to business, finances. This can be in terms to career, this can be in terms to your studies, this can be in terms to creative endeavors, and this can even be about a spiritual journey or a healing journey. I know sometimes we can get really fixated on healing, on becoming the best version of ourselves. So much so that we forget to enjoy ourselves as who we are in the moment, and to truly embrace the us that is now. And so if you have been on a healing journey, and if you have fallen into this habit of being hard on yourself because you feel like you haven't healed fast enough, or you aren't where you feel you should be, remember that you are doing beautiful progress here. Even though it might not be so apparent to you, the seeds, they grow downwards first before they can shoot upwards. And when they grow downwards, that's a growth that we don't see because it's in the dark. So when you least expect it, you are going to see all that you have transformed. You're going to feel it. You're going to embody it. You're going to express it. And you are already expressing it. But sometimes growth is so gradual that it's difficult for us to see, or it's difficult for it to be so apparent. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of awareness to really see, like, hey, you know what? I'm not the same person I once was. I don't feel the same way. I don't think the same. I don't respond the same way. There is a difference here. And remember, you can take a break from your healing journey. It doesn't always have to be about healing, about shadow work, about going deep. You can be lighthearted as well. I just feel like this message is the one that the cosmos is really screaming out to you. Life is supposed to be fun. And there's no worthiness to prove. You are already worthy. You are already amazing. You just keep getting better, that's all. But you are already amazing. Okay, I just want to pull out one last message from these handmade cards that have quotes from the animated series Adventure Time before I wrap up this reading. With this heart being here, this can be an offer that will be extended to you that Cosmos is kind of giving you a heads up about. We do have a heart here, so this can be an offer of affection. I did mention partnership at the beginning, so this can be a romantic offer. I know some of you resonate with the whole divine feminine, divine masculine counterpart dynamic. So if you feel like you embody more of the divine masculine, or you see yourself as the divine masculine, and you have been waiting or wanting to attract your divine feminine, this can be a sign that your divine feminine is about to come into your life. Especially if you have been seeing repeated numbers such as 222, 111, or even repeated threes. We do have Moon in Capricorn here, so by the time I'm posting this video, I believe we are in Capricorn season. So Capricorn season might be pretty significant for some of you guys. And I feel the time during a new moon or a full moon in Capricorn will also be significant. I am posting this video in the year 2022, and I believe there was a new moon in January 2nd of this year. So if you worked with this new moon in order to manifest attract or call in something in specific, then I feel this is what the cosmos or universe wants to assure to you, that yes, you have planted the seeds for this, and that this seed is growing and it will bear fruit very, very soon. And I feel like in 2021, you closed a very significant cycle in your life. And ending this cycle helped to either unlock your creativity, to connect you more to your feminine energy, or to bring in more stable or healthy relationships in your life, including creating a healthier relationship with yourself. Okay, but I went off and I meant to pull out one of these cards, so I feel like these two. Okay, so we have, it has cost me much, but I have learned lemon need not squeeze lemon to survive. And this was said by the character Soft Lemon Grab. And this is speaking about competition, right? There is room for all of us to grow, for all of us to thrive. There is no need to compete. There is no need to compare yourself to others. And there is also no need to compete against yourself. I see a lot of people saying that they don't compete against others, but, you know, they only hold competition against themselves, against their past version of themselves, or whatever they feel their future version of themselves would be. And I mean, if this helps you, if this motivates you in a healthy way, then go for it. But if you find yourself feeling put down by this, then maybe it's time to let go of that competitive thinking. Because remember, the past version of you is a different person. The present you has lived through and experienced a whole lot of stuff that the past version of you doesn't know about. So it's kind of unfair to compare yourself or to compete against the past you. And remember, the future you is being created as we speak. So just remember, lemon need not squeeze lemon to survive. And the last message we have is, all we have to do is take the path of least resistance. And this was said by the character Princess Bubblegum. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity, that it resonated with you guys. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how it did resonate with you. And if you're new to this channel and you would like to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. Oh my goodness, one last thing. We do have 2-in-1, and this just came to mind. February 1st, and oh look, January 2nd might be significant times for you guys. And I just said that in January 2nd, there was a new moon in Capricorn, and that was standing out to me. So if you did work with the new moon to manifest something, that manifestation is coming in pretty soon. But yeah, if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hola seekers who chose the amethyst, bienvenidos to your reading, where we are going to find out what is the message that the cosmos or universe has been trying to convey through all of the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing lately. Okay, but with that being said, now let's get right into your messages. As soon as I connected with the energy of this group, a song came to mind, and that was You Spin Me Round Like a Record by Dead or Alive. And as soon as this song came to mind, an image of a log manifested in my mind's eye. So I feel I can interpret this in several ways. Either you have been overthinking lately, or you have been repeatedly going over something in your mind, sort of like a broken record. And Spirit wants to acknowledge this and kind of maybe bring you into awareness about this, because sometimes, and I tend to do this a lot, where I'm just simply stuck in my head, going over the same thing multiple times. So much so that I forget that I'm up in my head. So this might be a sign from cosmos or the universe that it's time to come back to center, that it's time to ground. Maybe by focusing on your breathing, that's what helps me, because when I tend to get stuck up in my head or in my mind, I notice that my breathing becomes shallow, or I hold my breath. So focusing on your breathing and taking deep breaths or relaxing your breathings might help you ground or come back to center. Maybe meditation, especially if you used to meditate and that helped you, but you have stopped doing that, maybe going back to that. Or I know for a lot of people, being out in nature, being with nature helps them ground, even being with animals. So anything that helps you feel more relaxed and more present. I feel cosmos or the universe really wants you to engage in more of that or do more of that. The next thing that is coming to mind is if you have been hearing the same message in your mind. For example, if you find yourself humming the same song or thinking of the same song in just random moments, then the cosmos or the universe wants to bring attention to that, because that might be an actual message coming from them or from your higher self. And the last interpretation that is coming to mind is locking it into place. So it's sort of like the universe wants you to choose or to decide or to be more assertive. Because I feel like for some of you, there is something that you want, possibly that you're desiring, fantasizing about, hoping for, but you're going back and forth about it. And universe wants you to be more assertive. If this is something that you want, then stop doubting it. Go all in regards to it. Believe in it. Hold on to the thought that lifts you up, the thought that inspires you, the thought that has you feeling joyful and happy and hopeful. Lock on to that thought, because that's the one that it's going to serve you. Oh, and actually another song did come to mind, and that was Into Deep by Sum 41. And the verse that came to mind was actually the chorus, because I'm into deep and I'm trying to keep up above in my head instead of going under. And I don't know, that just reminded me of overthinking again. So maybe there is a situation that you are overthinking. And if you have been asking about this, maybe universe and the cosmos has been trying to tell you that it's not something to overthink, or it's not as deep as you think, it's not as complicated, or it's not exactly what you're thinking it to be or making it out to be. So I will pull out the cards right now to get a little bit more information about what the cosmos or the universe has been trying to tell you with these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing. So I'm going to pull out one oracle card first. Okay, oh, perfect. So we have the number 6 with the third eye chakra, and the message: the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. And I was going to talk about the amethyst. I personally associate the amethyst with the third eye chakra as well as with the crown chakra. The amethyst, for me, it reminds me of psychic powers, psychic abilities. So like the clairs, for example. More specifically, clairvoyance, which has to do with our third eye chakra. So we do have the number 6 here. If you have been seeing either repeated 3s or repeated 6s, this might be a confirmation from the cosmos or the universe that you are undergoing a third eye chakra activation, or your third eye chakra is opening or is open at this time. Our third eye chakra is about our ability to see clearly, to see through the illusions. So for example, one of the illusions or the many illusions of this 3D reality is time. So a lot of people associate the third eye chakra with the ability of foresight. So, seeing into the quote unquote future. But I feel like someone who has an active and balanced third eye chakra is someone who knows the power of perception and how their perception shapes their reality. So some of the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing as of late might actually be a message from the universe to pay attention. See how your perception is shifting your reality. Are you letting your perception blind you to what is really happening, or are you allowing it to show you the truth? because we can also do that. We can choose not to see something for what it truly is in order to keep ourselves in a comfortable space. But I am going to move into the other cards to see what else we can find out. Let me pull out this card. Okay, so we have, the 4th house, a moon in Cancer with the key term friendship. This is such a cute card. And now I'm going to pull out a tarot card. One card, please. Convey to group 2. Okay, so we have 2 cards flew out and they did fall out horizontally. So we have Temperance with the messages of balance, harmony, perspective, and I'm also going to read the messages for the card in reverse. So we have imbalance, extremes, and lack of perspective. And we have, the Hanged Man. And upright, we have surrender, sacrifice, and uncertainty. And in reverse, we have stagnation, indecision, and apathy. And I'm actually going to take these cards just how they fell out horizontally. And the reason is I do read cards when they fall out in this direction because to me, it either denotes a stagnant energy or a neutral energy. It can also denote where the overall energy is grounded on. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out one last card. Okay, here we go. So we have, there is no right or wrong way to live your life. Be easy on yourself. Okay. And for group 1, I did share what the card on the back of the deck was, so I will also share it with you guys. And we have, it's important to get fresh air daily. Get outside, look up, move around in it, and breathe deep. Yeah, and I was talking about focusing on your breath at the beginning. So breathing exercises might be of help or might be healing for some of you guys. Okay. So the first thing that I noticed is actually in this card we have a white and black bunny. And that's reminding me of the yin and yang symbol of masculine and feminine energy, of balance. And the temperance is about balance, actually. Balance, harmony. And we were talking about perspective with the 3rd eye chakra as well. So I feel like this temperance and the hangman is representing where the overall energy is grounded on, or the energy you are being asked to ground yourself on. I am feeling this message of not everything or nothing is truly black and white. It's not just good and bad. There is a gray in between. There is a spectrum. And having the energy of Moon and Cancer here, the ruling planet of Cancer is the Moon. And the Moon is often associated with feminine energy, with our feelings, with our emotions. I'm being reminded of how a lot of people say that the moon pushes and pulls at the tides or controls the tides. And there's low tides and there's high tides. And that is reminding me of extremes. So I feel the message that the cosmos has been trying to convey here is falling more into that gray area and not centering or hyper-focusing on extremes. And I feel like that's why these cards fell out horizontally as well, because it's neither upright or in reverse. The energy is neutral. And so this can even be a message of learning to balance your emotions. It's neither about embodying your emotions, allowing them to become you, nor is it about suppressing your emotions and ignoring them completely in order to feel in control of yourself. This is about finding an in-between where you are feeling your emotions and possibly into them, but you're not letting these emotions become you or control you. An example I can give you is if you are feeling frustration or if you are starting to feel anger, it's becoming aware that you are starting to feel this emotion. It's not claiming it as your own. because we fall into this habit that we immediately say, I am angry. And so in simply saying, I am this emotion, you are claiming yourself to be that emotion. You are letting it become you. And so this is more about taking a step back and saying, you know what? I feel frustration. I feel anger. You are now acknowledging the feeling, but you are not declaring that it is you. And in doing so, you can let the emotion simply be. You can simply feel into it without it needing to linger, without you needing to take some action in regards to it. Because oftentimes when we declare ourselves to be an emotion, we act according to it. So if we say, I am angry, we may lash out or say something that we might later regret when we are no longer feeling angry. And you can also see how it shifts the way that you think and the way that you perceive things and the way that you perceive yourself. And I feel like the Hangman, it's speaking about learning when to take action. So this is about learning not to be impulsive. Right, it goes back to that example of not becoming anger and lashing out in the moment, or doing something that is not in alignment with your values, with your beliefs, with your morals. So actually, a question for you guys. Whenever you see these signs and synchronicities, notice if it is at a time when you are feeling some very powerful emotion, or when you are about to take some type of drastic or dramatic action, or do something that deep down you know it's not something that you would do if you were a little bit more calmer, more grounded, more centered. If so, then those signs or synchronicities might be a message from the universe to whoa, pay attention, to maybe take it a little bit slow, to give yourself some time to center and to recognize where these feelings are coming from and whether they are truly a representation of you or what you want to keep experiencing. So with the third eye chakra being here is about allowing yourself a moment to find that clarity. This can also be about not jumping into conclusions, not assuming, but asking the questions, possibly asking for more clarity, especially when there is uncertainty. So actually, one of the messages that the cosmos is trying to convey through some of the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing is that there is more to this. There is more information that hasn't been revealed yet. There is more to this than meets the eye. So don't jump the gun. Don't be too quick to make assumptions. And this doesn't necessarily have to be in regards to other people. This can be about your own decisions, or your own experiences. For example, if you want to apply to a job or you want to audition for something, but you immediately jump the gun to some extreme thinking, I'm going to be rejected, or I'm going to fail the audition, or this can even be in terms to something long-term. For example, I will never be successful, or I will never achieve great things. And you are already making assumptions and you are already blinding yourself to the truth because none of that is certain. Right? You haven't even auditioned yet. You haven't even applied yet. You haven't been interviewed yet. So give yourself some opportunity before going to some extreme. There's a lot that can happen along the journey. This is a journey. You are going to experience so many different things. There are going to be some ups and there are going to be some downs, and you will be experiencing some plateaus. There's going to be a little bit of everything. So the cosmos and the universe is simply reminding you that this is not a one-way route, and this is not a straight route either. This is a curvy, zigzaggy, up and down, going round, U-turn, dead ends, and finding your way again type of journey. And if you are going through something major in your life at this moment, some transformation, some type of revelation in terms to self, but you find that whatever it is that you are discovering about yourself or learning about yourself is not in alignment with the ideals, expectations, or visions of other people, especially those who are close to you, those who you love, and there is fear to express your truth or to follow your path because it's not in alignment with the truth of other people, the universe or the cosmos wants to simply reassure you that you are not doing anything wrong. And if anyone has ever told you that you, being who you are, who you authentically feel to be, is wrong, you can ignore them right now because that is not the truth. You are you, and who you are is right. Everyone lives a different truth. And because everyone lives a different truth, we are not going to resonate with everybody, and not everyone is going to resonate with us. And some people are cool with that. Some people are okay with that. And for others, that may ruffle their feathers, but it's not our job to smooth those feathers down. I'm of the belief that if someone has a different perspective than me, I'm open to listen to that person's perspective, and I'm even open to teaching that person about my own perspective if they are open to hear it. Because we all come from different walks of life and we don't all experience the same things. And sometimes it takes a relationship, an interaction, a person to open us up to a whole new world. But if others are not open to understanding you or seeing from your point of view, and most importantly, respecting you as an individual, no matter your differences, then you don't have to spend any energy to try and help them see. You can keep walking on your path with your head held high. Another message that the cosmos of the universe is trying to convey to you is that your world is as big as you want it to be. It's not limited to how big this planet that we are living in is. It's more about how open-minded you are, how much you are willing to see, how much you are willing to learn, how much you are willing to understand, and respect as well. Because, we don't have to adhere to other people's beliefs. We don't even have to understand it, but we can definitely respect it. So I feel like this is also speaking about you don't have to take a side always. You don't have to have an opinion always. It's okay to not have an opinion at times. It's okay to not take a side at times. It's okay. You can choose to simply be. That is fine. I feel like the universe simply wants you to know to stay in alignment with your truth. And if that truth ever changes, then allow yourself to go with the flow. Don't feel like it always has to be one way, because remember, we are always changing and we are always evolving, and our world, our inner world, is always growing and expanding. So you are the one who chooses what to welcome into your inner world, what seeds to plant, what to nurture. So with this friendship card here, I do feel like it's about forming new relationships, or being open to new relationships, or being open to people who are different from you, possibly. Our friendships don't have to be with people who are like-minded, who think the same way as us. They can be people who are completely opposite to us. And the dynamic can be as wholesome, can be as beautiful, can be as respectful as with someone who is very much like us. So I do feel like this could be a new friendship that would be coming in for you guys very soon. And that's something that the cosmos or the universe wants to kind of give you a heads up about with all these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing. And this friendship or this relationship will allow you a new perspective, or this is a friendship that will allow you to embrace more of who you are, or to be more of who you truly are, to be your authentic self, or to express this part of you that maybe you have been afraid to express or to show to others. And if you feel like you are intuitively picking up on something in terms of friendship or a platonic relationship, Spirit has been sending you confirmation about this. And if you happen to see anything right here that you have been seeing often, for example, if you have been seeing repeated 6s, repeated 4s, blue flowers, crescent moons, bunnies, rainbows, suns, the color purple, then this is extra validation that the cosmos has indeed been confirming your intuitive knowing or your intuitive hunch. And with this card, I also feel like the cosmos has been trying to remind you to, hey, spend a little more time outdoors. If you have been spending a lot of time indoors, and maybe it's time to go and soak up the sun, or, if it's cloudy where you are, just feel the fresh air, maybe go out for a walk, connect with some furry animals or animals in general. And I noticed we have the moon here, and we have a representation of the sun in both of these cards. Again, it's reminding me of that balance. Masculine, feminine energy, yin and yang. So definitely finding a balance, finding that in between, not defining yourself as well. You know, sometimes labels can really hold us back and keep us in one end of the spectrum. And when we label ourselves, we put ourselves in a box, and it doesn't really allow us to fully explore all of our many qualities, all of our different aspects. Because remember, you're like a gem, you're a jewel. There's different facets to you. And so you are definitely not one-sided. You are a multi-dimensional being. So the message from the cosmos is, don't be too quick to label yourself or to put yourself in a box, because you are more than that. I know that labels can sometimes help us with finding grounding or some type of stability, find some type of comfort, or help us find our way. But remember that snake metaphor. As we grow, we shed skins, right? We shed layers. So when the time comes, don't be afraid to let go of those labels, to come out of that box. It's okay to do so, because that's you allowing yourself to experience other versions of you. And if there is anyone watching who feels like they don't belong or are not part of a family, the cosmos has been trying to tell you that you do have and are part of a family, and you will be meeting or reuniting with them soon. And remember that our family is not just the family we are born into. We choose our family as well by finding true and amazing friendships and true and amazing people who love you and respect you just the way that you are and just the way that you are choosing to show up at that moment, and who might even not be afraid to speak their truth or to call you out on your BS. You know, these are people who don't come to mess around or who are just passerbys. These are people who care and who want to see you thrive, okay? But now I'm going to pull out one last message from this handmade deck over here that has quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. So let's see what are the last messages that the cosmos or the universe has for you at this moment. And one card flipped over. Okay, it's this one. And we have, when bad things happen, I know you want to believe they are a joke, but sometimes life is scary and dark. That is why we must find the light. So I actually want to pull out one more. Oh, there it is. And we have, oh my God. I'm exactly where I need to be. And this was said by the main character, Finn. And I feel it goes hand in hand with this message. There is no right or wrong way to live your life. Be easy on yourself. And remember, who you are right now is beautiful. Okay? So those are all the messages that we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how it did resonate in the comment section down below. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Yeah, but that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching till the very end, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hola seekers who chose the rocket, bienvenidos to your reading, where we are going to find out what is the message that the cosmos or the universe has been trying to convey to you through all the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing lately. Now, I'm not here to try and guess what are the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing as of late. I am simply here to help you figure out what the meaning behind them could be. Okay? So with that being said, let's get right into your messages. So as I connected with the energy of this group, 3 messages came to mind, which were wholeness, bringing together, and coming back to center. So these could be the actual meanings behind some of the synchronicities that you have been seeing. So for example, if you happen to see a specific repeated number such as 333, that might be a reminder from the cosmos to come back to center, to align mind, body, and spirit, especially if you happen to be feeling frantic, nervous, or ungrounded. One of the things I did notice when connecting with the energy of this group was a lot of pent-up energy or emotions. There was a moment in which I felt the need to cry or to release. So I do feel like one of the messages that the cosmos is trying to convey to you through some of these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing is that it is okay to cry. It is okay to let go, and to release. They might even be advising you to find a healthy way in which you can release pent-up energy or emotions. So I know some people like to run, do exercise, dance, sing out loud, watch a very emotional movie and allow yourself to pour out. Whatever it may be that you find helps you release, feel lighthearted or more grounded. Universe and the cosmos is recommending for you to do that, especially if you have been feeling frustrated, on edge, because sometimes frustration, irritability, even anger can be a sign of pent-up energy. So the last thing I noticed was how my hands actually wanted to come together. They felt like two magnets gravitating towards each other. And the visual that came to mind when I felt this was actually of a monk meditating. And the energy I felt was of, the best way I could describe it is wholeness, which was a word that came to mind right at the beginning. So if you have been on a spiritual journey, if you have been meditating, or if you have been working to connect more with your spirituality or spiritual self, then these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing lately are a confirmation from spirit that you are coming more into alignment or that you are in alignment. And for those of you who currently are on or considering the path of a healer, a counselor, a guide, a guru, a spiritual advisor, then these signs and synchronicities are a confirmation from the cosmos or the universe that you are on the right path, that this is in alignment with your current soul's passion and, or as some people like to call it, purpose. And that what you do will help bring people together. And I also feel like these signs and synchronicities are a message from the cosmos that whatever it is that you are doing, it doesn't have to be something related to spirituality or the metaphysics or esoteric, is bringing people together. Or even bringing animals, nature, and people together. And if you feel a calling to do something that brings or inspires togetherness, then these signs and synchronicities are a confirmation from the cosmos or universe that yes, this is in alignment with you. This is an amazing idea. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. So I will be shuffling a bunch of different decks for this reading, so bear with me as I pull out a card from each deck. And once we have our spread, I will get right into interpreting the cards, okay? So let's see. What is the message that the cosmos has been trying to, that's a lot of cards, to convey to group, no, not these ones, to group 3. Let me shuffle one more time. Okay, let's see. One card, please. One card. Okay, there we have it. And we have number 38. Remembrance with the message. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Interesting. Looking at this card, I'm being reminded of the visual I saw in my mind's eye of a monk in meditation. And also the word enlightenment is coming to mind at the moment. Ooh. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out an astrology card. Okay. I know this card fell out at the last minute, but I don't feel like taking this one. I'm going to leave it on the side just in case I feel called to bring it back into the spread, but I do feel like this is the card for this group. So we have the 7th house with Moon and Libra and the key term companionship. Okay, and now I'm going to pull out tarot card. Okay, can I have one card, please? Okay, so I felt the need to pause and ground because the energy was feeling pretty frantic for a moment there, which is why I feel the cards were going everywhere. So now that I feel a little bit more centered, let me shuffle this tarot deck. So one card, please. Okay, so we have the World. I'm gonna take it. I'm not sure whether to take it upright or horizontally. I actually feel called to interpret it in this direction. So when cards fall out horizontally, I personally interpret that as either a stagnant energy, neutral energy, or where the overall energy is being grounded on. And for this specific spread, I'm getting a neutral energy as well as where the overall energy is being grounded on. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the last oracle card. So let's see. Oh, that one flew off frame. And we have take the time to creatively visualize and daydream regularly. And for the other two groups, I shared what the card at the back of the deck was, and so I'm also going to share it with you guys. And we have no and yes with get in the receptive mode. Then you'll know if it's a heck yes or a heck no. Have you guys been asking the universe to confirm something to you? Have you been asking a yes or no question and using signs and synchronicities as a form of divination to get an answer? And if so, do you feel like you have been receiving mixed signals and signs from the cosmos? And if this is resonating with you, I feel like for the majority of you, this yes or no question has something to do with either a relationship, a connection, a partnership, or a specific person. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with these cards. And I'm also getting vibes of, should I stay or should I go? For some of you, this might even be a question of whether you will be famous or not, whether you will be remembered for what you are passionate about, for what it is that you do or want to do. Up until this point, I have been mainly focusing on this no or yes card, and the reason is because I feel that the cosmos wants to let you know that whatever question you have been asking the universe, you already know the answer to it, or you have already been given the answer, especially through the signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing. But you have been unreceptive to the answer. And some of the reasons for which we are unreceptive to information, clarity, answers, and or truth is when we feel like what is being shown to us is either too good to be true or it's not what we want to hear. So with the energy of remembrance, I get the feeling that the cosmos is trying to remind you through all these signs and synchronicities that you alone hold the answer, because it is you at the end of the day who is going to make a choice and make a decision. You are the one who is going to take some form of action. And with the World card being here, this is reminding me of creating your own world. You know, shaping your reality according to your mentality, to your perception, to your actions and choices. So the universe doesn't want to take away your free will. They are here to guide you and to give you as much information that you may need in order to make a confident decision. But as we mentioned, at the end of the day, it is you who chooses. Because I do not feel that the cosmos has been sending you mixed signals and signs. The cosmos has actually been pretty consistent. So this might be a case in which you are rejecting the signs and confirmations that the cosmos has been sending your way, which then makes it feel like you're receiving mixed signals and signs. So if this resonates with you, it's time to ask yourself, why have you been rejecting these signs and or confirmations? The cosmos wants to remind you to remember who it is that you are. What are your values, your morals? What matters to you? Because that will give you a better clue as to what is right for you. And if you have been going back and forth in regards to something, that will also help you get clear on what your choice is or what the answer is. Because sometimes we want things, or we feel or we think we want something, but it's actually coming from a space of fears, insecurities, lack, or even habit. Because the world is reminding me of cycles. And if the world were upright, this would be denoting a completion, the ending of a cycle. If it were in reverse, this would let me know that we are still in a cycle, that a cycle is being repeated. But being in horizontal, it feels like now you have the opportunity to either choose to continue being in the cycle or breaking out of it. Because this Moon and Libra card can denote a type of people-pleasing tendency of putting others before the self. Now, Libra energy in itself denotes balance, harmony, loyalty, respect, equality, and the energy of the moon is about nurture, depth, emotions, feelings. And the 7th house has to do with relationships and long-term partnerships, about commitment. So I do see a focus on relationships, so I feel like the cosmos is wanting to remind you, how is the balance between your relationship with other people versus your relationship with self? Are you putting other people before you? And if you are, maybe it's time to balance out the scales, because you also matter, because you are also important. With the world being here and the message, take the time to creatively visualize and daydream regularly. I feel like Spirit, through these signs and synchronicities, is also advising you to start visualizing your dream life, to start visualizing the world that you want to live in and the future that you want for yourself. It's okay to want to help others. It's a beautiful feeling. Yet don't forget to also take care of yourself, because you are also part of this world. You are not separate from this world. You are part of this world. And so how you are feeling, how you are being treated is as important as how other people are feeling and they are being treated. And remember, when we help others, we're also sharing our world with them, right? It's like the analogy of the metaphor, or the metaphor of the cup. How do you expect yourself to fill other people's cup when your cup is half empty or empty? So I feel like with the world being here in horizontal, it's speaking about a balance, finding a balance. How much of yourself are you sharing? How much of yourself are you giving? And with this energy of remembrance is sort of looking back at the past and see how much of yourself you were depleting for the sake of others. And has that helped you? Has that benefited you? It might have benefited other people, but what's the point of filling one cup if the other cup goes empty? Where's the fairness and equality in that? So, for example, if you have been asking a question about a relationship that has not been harmonious, that has not been reciprocal, that you find yourself being stuck in this cycle of giving too much and not receiving anything in return, of you feeling the need to put them before you, then ask yourself, how good does this actually feel? And is this something that you want to keep allowing? Is this something that is healthy for you? Is this something that empowers you? And remember, your worth, it's sort of like the same message that was given to group 2. Your worth is not measured by what you bring to the table or what you do. Ooh, and I feel like also through these signs and synchronicities, the cosmos or the universe, even your higher self, has been trying to inspire you to remember your dreams, your personal dreams, goals, passions, ambitions. Because there might be a new passion here, a new dream to help the world or to help others or to help make this world a better place or to bring people together, as we were mentioning before, which is a beautiful dream. Spirit is not discouraging you from pursuing that dream. They are encouraging you, but they are also reminding you that you are part of this world and that you deserve as much care, affection, and attention as the rest of the world, right? To not forget yourself is the main message here. But I feel like apart from this new dream, you had other dreams before in the past. There are other passions of yours that are more personal. So for example, this could be a passion for dancing. This could be a passion for cheerleading or a passion for singing, for telling jokes or writing stories. This could be something that really ignited joy in you when you were younger, when you were a child. And the cosmos is sending you these signs and synchronicities. It might even be sending you repeated images, maybe a repeated song, maybe a repeated phrase to remind you of those dreams and to let you know that it is okay to also pursue those passions. That it is okay to have something of your own. It is not selfish. It is not selfish to take care of yourself. It is not selfish to want something, to like something that doesn't involve the entire world or doesn't involve helping others, Because, and I heard this before, when we take care of ourselves, when we do things for us, it leaves us in a good space. It leaves us feeling good. And that allows us to show up for other people, to show up without frustration, to show up without resentment, to show up without fatigue. It's like charging up the battery to 100% instead of 20%. I don't want to give off the message that you always need to be helping other people or that you need to be in some type of relationship or connection in order to find balance and harmony, because that's not the message here. I feel like what the main message here is really strengthening the relationship with self, acknowledging that you are part of this world and that your inner world matters, and that to not leave out your own desires and passions when visualizing the world that you want to live in and the life that you want to experience. Don't leave yourself out is the main message here. And also the cosmos wants to remind you that there is an opportunity here to either end a cycle or to continue being in it. And it depends on your choice. It depends on whether you are choosing you or whether you are choosing to continue a habit or a tendency to put others before you. Because putting yourself first doesn't mean that you leave other people behind. It simply means that you are acknowledging yourself as a person, as an individual that needs the care and attention just as anybody else. And this also helps you in learning how to place your boundaries and knowing when people or even you yourself are overstepping your own boundaries, when you are disrespecting yourself by allowing anything that does not recognize your value, your importance, your significance, and that is not of love and kindness and respect. We do have the number 38 here. If we add up 8 and 3, we get 11, and the number 11 always reminds me of manifestations, and we do have this energy of visualizing and daydream. And with the world being here, if you have been visualizing your dream life, dream career, if you have been visualizing or trying to manifest a specific event, an opportunity, then I feel like the cosmos and the universe has been sending you signs and synchronicities to let you know, like, hey, this is working. Keep doing this, and know that the seed has already been planted. Know that this will happen for you. Yet them asking you to continue visualizing and daydreaming is simply to help you believe in this more, to help you believe that you belong in that dream life, that you are worthy of whatever it is that you are desiring. Because I do feel a little bit of hesitation here. I do feel a little bit of going back and forth, maybe of insecurities, not really believing. And so it's sort of like affirmations. Affirmations, I feel, are more for you, are more to reprogram your thinking, are more to help you believe in what it is that you are affirming, to change the narrative so that your choices, your actions can then be in alignment with what you truly desire, because sometimes we may want for something and we ask for it, but we don't really believe in it. We don't really believe we are deserving of it, or we don't really believe that it will happen for us. And so our actions, the choices that we make, end up not being in alignment with what we desire, because our heart is in one place, but our mind is in another. So this is to help you get in alignment with your desires. So this is about allowing your mind to expand, allowing yourself to think outside of the box, and to not limit your beliefs or your thinking in regards to what is possible, especially what is possible for you. Yeah, so I feel like according to your actions and your choices, you have the opportunity to call something in. For example, call in new relationships that are harmonious, that are balanced, that are reciprocal, that are mutual. You have the opportunity to explore new things that are more in alignment with you and your desires. As soon as you believe in yourself and believe in your dreams, the cosmos and the universe provides. They provide, because all they need of you is to truly believe in what it is that you're asking for and wanting, and believe in yourself to get you there. And last but not least, I feel like the universe, the cosmos, also wants to remind you to maybe from time to time detach from the world a bit, because I feel like a lot of you might be empaths, so you really absorb the energy of others. I feel you really get affected by other people's mood, emotions. You might even take it personally. So whenever you can, please remember to make space for you so that you can let go of anything that is not of you, emotionally, energetically, even in terms to beliefs, ideas, notions, thoughts, so that you can be more centered within yourself. So this might even be a call to maybe stop spending a lot of time on social media, to maybe take a break from watching the news, or if you tend to find yourself surrounded by a lot of people all the time, remember to make space and make time where it's just you with yourself. And I feel like this will also help give you more clarity. It's also about building that relationship with self, so that you can learn to see yourself not from other people's point of view or through other people's eyes, but learn to see yourself through your own eyes. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out these last cards, which are handmade, and they have quotes from the animated series Adventure Time to get any last messages, advice, or guidance that Spirit may have for you at this moment. Okay, so those flew out, but they are too many, so let me shuffle once more. Okay, I feel like pulling out one more card. Oh, too many. One more card. Okay, so the first card that fell out is, it's not random. I merged my intention with the universe. And this was said by the character Finn. Yes, merge your intention with the universe. The universe, the cosmos, wants to work with you, but they need to know what it is that you want. They need for you to be assertive about your intention. And remember that all the great things that are happening for you, they were not just luck. They were not just simply blessings and miracles coming from the universe and the cosmos. They were also a result of your work, of your intention, of your doing, right? It's not random. So also give yourself some credit. You are powerful. And the other card reads, oh, and this is a conversation between two characters, Finn and Jake. So Finn says, don't you call sweatpants give 'em life pants? And Jake responds, I do, because peeps need to respect themselves when they leave the house, even if it's just for ice cream or toilet paper or whatevs. Remember, I feel like this is talking about self-care. Yeah, you matter, you are important. Giving yourself some extra time to feel good, to pamper yourself is not selfish, it's not bad. Giving yourself a time of day is not time wasted. You are deserving of every minute. And don't wait for a special occasion to wear that outfit that you love, or to dress up, or to feel good. Don't wait for a reason. Make yourself the reason. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys, or we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how it did resonate in the comment section down below. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye!